Did you see the headline in the New York Times? They make it sound like the sky is falling, and it isn't full of water. Let's talk about what is really happening with water here in Phoenix. The article in the New York Times does a great job of using clickbait to paint a picture of water running out. Arizona has determined that there is not enough groundwater for all of the housing construction that has already been approved in the Phoenix area, and will stop developers from building some new subdivisions, a sign of looming trouble in the West and other places where overuse, drought, and climate change are straining water supply. Reading this, I can picture construction crews are on site ready to get to work.
Sort of a problem here.
And a city official is running up, waving their arms and telling them they have to stop. That is not the case. Just 2 paragraphs later in the same article, the state said it would not revoke building permits that have already been issued and is instead counting on new water conservation measures and alternative sources to produce the water necessary for housing developments that have already been approved. On June 1st, Katie Hobbs announced the policy in response to a new report from the Arizona Department of Water Resources showing the Phoenix area faces a projected 4% shortfall in groundwater demand, or nearly 4.9 million acre-feet over the next century. The Phoenix Metro is one of 6 active management areas, where new subdivisions must demonstrate to the Arizona Department of Water and Resources that they have a 100-year supply of water. This department will no longer issue 100-year certificates for groundwater only, though they'll still be available for new housing that relies on other water supplies. Thus, Arizona has paused approval for new housing subdivisions in the Phoenix area that would have relied on groundwater alone, a move that's likely to limit expansion in fast-growing parts of the West and Southeast Valley. Cities in the Metro Phoenix area already have these certificates. Therefore, new projects in the city limits fall within this certification. The areas in question are several outlying developments that would need to rely solely on a groundwater supply. What does this mean, and what does it not mean? Tim Kempton posted an excellent thread on Twitter with the best explanation I have seen on this current situation. Greater Phoenix is not halting housing development. The announcement does not impact commercial or industrial development. It does not affect existing homeowners or businesses. There has been a temporary halt on new subdivided developments reliant on groundwater. Water in Arizona is a precious resource. The AMA report shows that 4% of groundwater demands won't be met over a 100-year period. Approval of new groundwater development certificates of assured water supply will temporarily halt as well. The model doesn't affect existing homeowners or home building certificates. Cities within Greater Phoenix will continue to grow within approved water portfolios. Future growth must consider other water sources. Groundwater is just a part of the Phoenix Comprehensive Water Portfolio, which includes the Colorado River, surface water, and recycled water supplies. Development on non-subdivided land will not be affected. The halt in certificates indicates effective regulation and not a water crisis. With over $5 billion in funding, Arizona is actively planning for conservation, distribution, and augmentation to secure its water future. Existing housing certificates can proceed as planned. Greater Phoenix has over 1.89 million residential units under construction or approved. Growth in certain areas must rely on existing or planned water sources. Despite consistent population and economic growth, Arizona's water usage has remained steady. With 12 million acre water feet stored and 89% water reclaimed from waste, Arizona has a resilient water management system. Arizona has reduced dependence on the Colorado River while maintaining economic growth. This resilience, supported by the Central Arizona Project, ensures that groundwater is preserved for times of need. Arizona is planning for a reliable water future with aggressive investments in water supplies and advanced groundwater management programs. Significant funds have been allocated for conservation and enhancement of long-term water supplies. Further, an additional $40 million is earmarked by the Water Policy Council dedicated to water conservation, infrastructure, and sustainable groundwater management initiatives. Arizona's water future is secure. Our economy will continue to grow and thrive sustainably. Our economic strength is only further solidified by the proactive strategy securing our water future. What will be impacted by the projected shortfall in groundwater? Many different projects could be in jeopardy. In Buckeye, Terra Vallis is the largest planned community ever in the state of Arizona. It's a 37,000-acre development by the Howard Hughes Corporation with plans for over 100,000 homes. They broke ground in 2022 on the first phase, a master planned community called Trillium, which consists of 3,000 acres and plans for 7,000 homes. However, this is the only part of the development which has the 100-year water certification. That means they don't have the necessary water certification for the other 34,000 acres. Bottom line here, in the established cities of the Phoenix Metro, we have enough water for the next century. Yes, this is definitely an issue of concern and something to be mindful of. I anticipate local governments becoming more proactive with water management and seeking voluntary help from its residents in regard to water conservation. If you're considering a move here to Phoenix, be sure and check out my free relocation guide. It's full of information on all the different cities and communities here in the Phoenix metro area. It's also a great way to learn about our cities and which may be the best fit for you.